Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome into Milford Hawks hockey on Milford TV. Today, the matchup is the Milford Hawks versus the Ashland Clockers. We're coming to you at a special time at 1 p.m. here at the Hopedale Ice Arena. This is a makeup game from a couple of weeks ago thanks to the snow. Milford is coming off a win last night versus Taunton as they won 4-1 and secured a spot in the state tournament. Ashland has been eliminated from the state tournament, but Milford can still pick up some points tonight and ensure a better playoff spot going into the tournament in a couple games. We'll have the face-off coming up next. Here we go with the opening face-off here. Mobilia, Wild, and Gilliette on the first line. This is Rob O'Keefe coming to you today with the call. Patrick Garapi has a full-time job and could not be here today. I'm as surprised as everyone else when saying that. Here we go. Wild brings it into the zone, loses it to Ashland. Mobilia with a nice intercept there. Wild brings it down over the line, but he's hung up by an Ashland player. Gilliette in the corner can't get control. Ashland tries to bring it out, and they do. Mobilia with a nice back check to steal the puck. Gets it to Croteau. Croteau to Aiden Wild. Aiden Wild brings it down the boards, flips it into the zone. Pete Schuler chasing behind the net. Schuler with the puck, shot on the blocked. Stansbury with a big shot. Burns keeps it in at the point. Flips it over. Stansbury can't get it in there quick enough, so he just dumps it in and waits for support. Pardon me while I try to read the Ashland roster. Some of the numbers are incorrect, it seems. Burns takes it out of the Milford zone. Fires over to Schuler. He can't handle it, but then he recollects. And Milford would go for a change here. Ashland brings it in the zone. Burns cuts off the Ashland player in the slot. Croteau flips it over to Jonathan Chase. Loses an edge on the boards. Ashland tries to keep it in, but can't. Jonathan Chase in the Milford zone. Nice pass. Chase, third line out here for Milford with Chase, Spiegelman, and Balzerini. Stretch pass to number 8 for, and a bouncer. A funky bouncer finds it way past Brian Ireland for the Ashland goal. Ireland's had trouble with some of those bouncing pucks in recent games, and they continue to haunt him here. So it's 1-0 Ashland on a fluke of a goal. Let's see if Milford can get into this game and secure a better playoff spot in the tournament with a win. Here's Gilliette in front, throws on net, save. Mobilia plays it to Gilliette in the corner. Gilliette brings it inside, shot over the net high. Croteau plays it in. Excuse me, that was Lathrop. Trent O'Connor for Ashland dumps it into the zone. Croteau recollects, throws it to the board to Drew Wild. Drew Wild tries to flip it up along the boards, but it's intercepted by number 7, Trent O'Connor. Croteau fighting along the end boards. Lathrop will play it to Wild. Wild doesn't see it. Croteau again, fighting along the boards. Drew Wild now, bringing it out of the zone. Tries to deke around number 10, Eric Anderson, but can't. Croteau just dumps it out of the zone along the boards for safety. Lathrop's going to gather it here, and Ashland will get a change. Number 14, O'Coin for Ashland, can't collect, and Gilliott finds it in the corner. But he has no support as Milford was changing up. And Gilliott managed to keep it in the zone for a little bit, but he's going off for a change now. Drew Wild still out there in a long shift for Milford. Bringing up the ice now is Ashland's number 14, O'Coin, excuse me. Schuler plays against the board. Tries a side-to-side pass to Aiden Wild, but it's recollected by Ashland. Stansbury now, and the icing is waved off. Schuler muscles his way to the puck, tries to get it to Aiden Wild. Over to Stansbury at the point. Shot blocked in high, but just in front, and Schuler can't get a stick on it. And it goes all the way back for an icing. So Milford's picking up the pace a little bit here after that odd goal let in. I'd like to thank new cameraman Joey Marcello. Showed up for the early game today. Here's Stansbury with a shot at the point, bounces off a defenseman, almost finds its way to the net. Burns at the point, shot blocked down by number 9. Nick Bacali. Back to Stansbury again at the point. Takes his time, looks for a nice play by Stansbury, being patient. Burns throws it in with a decent chance there. And Stansbury can't keep it in. Good shift by Stansbury though, especially for a freshman. Big hit here along the boards by Aiden Wild. That gives it up to Schuler. Schuler brings it inside the slot, can't get through the defense, but it trickles in. Schuler shots and he scores. Nice turnaround effort by Schuler to find the back of the net. And he ties it up for Milford. Started with a big hit on the near side boards by Aiden Wild. That freed up the puck. And Schuler brought it in relentlessly down the slot and didn't give up on the play. Here's Mobilia with a nice face-off win. Brings it in. Gets violently checked down. Croteau. Gilliott plays it back to Croteau. Croteau plays it over to Wild. Wild collects the puck on the boards. Here's Mobilia with a chance in front. Again, gets checked down, but somehow the pad finds the puck. And Owen Bearer, the nice save as it just sticks under his left pad. Milford seems to find its groove now. Croteau at the point. Flings it in, nice tip by Gilliott, but it's blocked down. Gilliott inside. Finds a man in the slot. Gilliott just wide. Gilliott gets hit down hard. Here's a break for number 20, Devin Sheth. Broken up. Nice play by Lathrop to get it out of the zone. Here's Gilliott. Dekes around number 10 for Ashland. That's Eric Anderson. He loses it to Lathrop. Plays it back in. Just about the halfway mark here in the first, as Milford has picked up the pace and tied the game after a weird one given up to Ashland. Here's Griffin Lynch now, playing it back to Lathrop. Lathrop plays it up to Schuler in the middle of the ice. Can't control it, but Schuler gets it back from Aiden Wild. Schuler bringing it down the slot. Griffin Lynch, the shot hits Schuler in the back of the leg. Here's Stansbury now. Gains the red and dumps in. Right on goal. Griffin Lynch harassing number 9, Nick Bacali for Ashland. Up comes number 5, who's not on the roster. No idea who he is, but he plays it in to the corner. Stansbury working number 5, the nameless player, doing a pretty decent job. But they get it out to the point. In comes a shot. Stansbury again fighting for the puck, and he flips it into the bench. Nice work from Stansbury. Can't get it out of the zone. I really wish I knew who number 5 was. Oh, there he is. Never mind. He's not a nameless player at all. That's George Baselli. And on the face of now is senior captain Griffin Lynch. Plays it back to Lathrop. Lathrop around hard to Aiden Wild. Aiden couldn't feed it over to Griffin. A bit out of his reach. Griffin Lynch dumps it in. Aiden on the chase. Schuler in front, breaks it up, but Aiden Wild couldn't find it. Ashland flips it out of the zone. Here's Croteau. Nice indirect pass to Schuler, but they need a change. Schuler goes off for one. Number 9, Nick Bacali, plays it over Gilliatt's, the jumping Gilliatt's head. Aiden Wild is going for a change, tries to dump it in, but Mobilia finds it again, and it's out of the zone again. Here's Croteau, patient, looking for Drew Wild. Drew hopped over Drew Wild's skate. Here's Lathrop now behind the net. Gilliatt plays it up to Drew Wild with speed. In the center of the ice, he's got a man, Mobilia, with him. Let's see what he does here. Flips it over to Mobilia, but he's held up by the D. Drew Wild in the corner, back to Mobilia. Over to Wild again with a quick backhand, but he can't find the net. Here's Ashland bringing up the ice. Number 7, Trent O'Connor with a shot on net. Mobilia plays it up to Gilliatt. He's got Drew Wild with a man. Can he deke him? He gets around him, and a nice pad save by the goalie. Bearer had nice movement left to right to stop Drew Wild with speed. Always the ever dangerous Drew Wild, who I now believe leads the Hockomock League in goals. Here's Mobilia harassing the Ashland defenseman. Burns with a nice keep in, looks for a play, bounces it off. Drew Wild's got an open net and he finds it. That play started with Sean Burns jumping on the puck, getting the shot on net, and Wild happened to be there to pot home the rebound. It's 2-1 Milford with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first. Again, Milford in the playoffs could really use these points to get a better seed in the state tournament. Ashland out of the playoffs, but they have shown they still would like a win here today with their, excuse me. Face off to the left of Ireland. Griffin loses it. Griffin Lynch loses it. Ashland takes a shot on. Burns comes away with the puck, gets it out of the zone. Burns being pressured here, chips it out of the zone again. But Ashland finds their way again into the zone. Quick pass over to number 8, Mike Berman, but he can't find it. Here's Schuler bringing it up along the boards. Schuler, ever tough on the skates, finds his way around some, a quick shot here from Aiden Wild. Griffin Lynch punching it over to Stansbury, gains red, dumps it in. Right on goal. Bear has a tough time with it, so he just holds it and waits for the whistle. Here's a third line out for Milford now. Balzerini wins it back to number 19. Seth Little. Seth Little out there, seeing some playing time for the first. I haven't seen him play for Milford all season, so last couple games here to go for Milford in the regular season, already in the playoffs. They're giving some scratch players some times here, so good to see Little out there with the third line playing defense. Here's Croteau with a funky shot, just goes over the glove of Bear. Balzerini chase, and Seth Little out there. Seth Little is playing forward. Excuse me again. Where's Patrick? I could use him right now. All right, here's Jonathan Chase along the boards. Catches an edge and falls down in the corner. Is Croteau keeping it in. Finds Chase down in the corner. He looks for someone. Finds Balzerini up high with a shot. And it's gathered in by Bearer. Second line back out now for Milford. Mobilia tries to win it back but can't. Ashland flips it out of the zone. Burns trying to milk and ice, can't do it. Puck squirts out to Ashland, collected by number 20. He throws it back in on goal and it goes around. Gilliott on the puck, tries to collect it but can't. Ashland, number 20. Devin Sheth brings it in again, but he loses it to Drew Wild. Stansbury flips it around. Sheth goes up the boards to Gilliott, and Gilliott looking for the stretch pass across. He had Mobilia in front of him, but elected to go to Wild, and it's cut off by Ashland. Ashland brings it up. Number 23, Philippe Cooper, misses it. Here's Sheth bringing it in the zone. Burns to Gilliott, to Mobilia, up the ice. He's got 3 Ashland defenders on him, no. Gilliott can't collect it. Burns with a shot on net. And Bearer finds it with a glove and covers it up. Nice look from Burns. He knew he had support in front, so he fired it on. But Bearer doing a decent job in net so far for Ashland. He's seen a lot of pucks fired at him so far. Back out of the zone now. Aiden Wild collects it up the middle of the ice with speed. Aiden Wild looking to put a move on the D, but he loses it inside, and Croteau can't collect it at the line, and it goes all the way out for an icing. 47 seconds left in this first period. And again, after a weird bounce leading to a goal for Ashland, Milford has picked up the pace significantly. It's put a lot of pressure on Ashland. Griffin Lynch with a quick turnaround shot there, blocked down by Bear. Schuler in front. Oh, a high stick there from Aiden Wild, but the ref sees it as incidental, doesn't call it. Lucky break for Milford. Ireland gets it, collects it over to Croteau. Just trying to bleed the clock now. They might be able to get one more rush. And Schuler gives it up, but gets it back. Schuler with down the ice with Aiden Wild. Aiden can make a rush here and try to get it on goal. He gets around the defender. Oh, up high over the net, and he's frustrated with himself on that one. Here's number 8 for Ashland with 1 second to go. A nice how do you do from Aiden Wild, and that ends the period. 2-1 for Milford. After a sloppy start from Milford, they come back and dominate the rest of the first. We'll see you for this second period face-off coming up. All right, here we are back for the second period. Milford with a 2-1 lead against Ashland. Mobilia on the draw, wins it back to Gilliat. Gilliat back to the defense for Milford. Croteau backhands it, attempt out of the zone, doesn't work though. And here's Croteau again, flipping up the boards. Gilliat brings it up the boards, tries to get it on Drew Wild's backhand, but he doesn't find it. Ireland stops the puck for Croteau. Croteau back around to Drew Wild, who again loses it. And a quick shot on by number 9 for Ashland, Nick Bacali. Quick line change here for Milford, as coach was not happy with that first shift. Aiden Wild harassing the D at the line, can't get it out though. Croteau up the boards, kept in, attempt to keep it in, but Schuler wins it and out of the zone, back in the zone. Number 23 takes a slapper on Ireland. Ireland gloves it down easily. Face off to the left of Ireland now. For the most part, the first period was dominated by Milford. And they look to extend that domination into the second. Can't win the face-offs though. And Stansbury fighting hard along the boards. The freshman Stansbury standing out here on defense in this game today with some strong plays. Burns can't find Schuler and it goes for icing. Burns not happy with himself there. That'll bring it back into the Milford zone for another face-off to the left of Ireland. Milford's been stuck down in this end for the entire second period. Nice face-off win there by Griffin Lynch, winning it back to Burns. Burns around and out of the zone. Doesn't have enough for icing, so Schuler battles the man inside, gets it, tries to get it out front to Griffin Lynch. Griffin Lynch recollects back out front to Aiden Wild. He can't find it though, and it squirts back out. Stansbury dumps it in. Long pass by Ashland doesn't work, and Aiden Wild dumps it back into the zone deep. Off the stick of an Ashland player, out to Aiden Wild, fires it in on the goalie. Bear tries to collect it but can't. Squirts out to the corner. Stansbury with a quick shot on goal. Gobbled up by Bear. And we'll get a face-off to the left of Bearer. Mobilia on the face-off, wins it over to Drew Wild. Drew Wild electing to pass it, even though he had a good shooting lane there. Gilliat fighting in the corner with number 5 for Ashland, George Bacali. Mobilia inside, finds the glove of Bearer up high. Lathrop can't control. Croteau supports him on D, flips it over to Drew Wild. Gilliat calling it for it on the far wall. Drew Wild finds speed through the zone, tries to deke around a man, number 20. Croteau collects in the middle of the ice. Can't find it in his feet, and it's won back again by Philippe Cooper. Cooper tries to find a man inside for Ashton, but can't. Gilliat along the wall. Over to Wild. Gilliat runs into Wild hard. Kind of an odd play there. Wild didn't seem to be aware of where Gilliat was on the ice, and Gilliat slammed him. He seems to be okay, though. Ashland flips into the zone. Croteau to play it over to Lathrop. Lathrop loses it. Luckily, Mobilia with some help there. And back to Ashland. Ashland tries to flip it out, and they do. Number 10 here. Eric Anderson with a shot wide. Gilliat collects over to Aiden Wild, but Gilliat on a long shift here. Aiden Wild fighting the entire defense to try to bring the puck down deep, but he can't. He's talking to a player behind the play. Ashland in the corner now. And it's taken away by Stansbury. Stansbury flips it ahead and recollects it himself. Schuler. Schuler, wow, it should have been a offsides there, but the no call. Now Schuler, Stansbury, and Griffin Lynch all along the wall. They get control of the puck. Stansbury with a nice flip over to Schuler. Schuler ahead to Griffin Lynch. Griffin Lynch dumps it on the corner. Oh, Burns with a funky shot, and Bear collects it in his knees. Bear doing a great job keeping Ashland in this game. Milford in the locker room, all the players are saying they should have a much more substantial lead right now, but Bear doing a great job between the pipes to keep this a one-goal game. Ashland in the corner now, number 3. Rich Ferrazzi plays it, and out in front now, Spiegelman. Griffin Lynch keeps it in. I'm sorry, that was Stansbury. Stansbury. And here's 20, Chef. He looks for a man behind him, gets a shot on goal. Ireland makes the save. Ireland looking for the puck behind his net. A lot of play going on back behind the net now. And Ashland tries to get back to the point, but number 9, Nick Bacali, can't find it, and it's not going to go for icing because they pass it to their own player. Out in front now. Chase couldn't find Spiegelman. And the third line goes off for Milford, and out comes the second line for Milford with Mobilia, Gilliat, and Drew Wild. Actually, Coach Balzerini has been mixing up these lines a bit, so not sure if he considers this the first or second line, but nonetheless, here's Drew Wild with a play out front, but he loses it to Ashland. Ashland dumps it in the zone. Ireland slows it down for Stansbury. Stansbury nice along the boards, easy for Gilliat. Gilliat finds Mobilia up the middle of the ice. Mobilia tries to deke around the Ashland player, number 18. Finds Drew Wild behind the net in Gresky's office. He can't make the pass out to Gilliat. Gilliat back to Drew Wild. Drew in the corner, tries to find Gilliat. Can't connect. And here's Ashland now, 2-on-2. And Burns gets a stick on it, so that shot flies over the net. And okay, couldn't see the puck go out and over the glass there, but that's what indeed happened. So we'll get a face-off here with 8:34 to go in the second period. Ice has been tilted a little bit in Milford's favor this period, but Ashland's still right in it and getting as many chances as they can on Ireland, but Ireland's been strong. Aiden Wild back to Lathrop. Lathrop plays it up to Schuler. He gets ready for a hit, and he has to lose the puck. Griffin Lynch over to Aiden Wild in the slot, but he can't find it in his feet. Aiden Wild recollects inside to Schuler. Schuler plays it to the corner. Lathrop keeps it in at the line, but he loses it, and here's a break. But it's recollected by Croteau. Nice backup there from Croteau, seeing that Lathrop was pinching in hard. And he backed him up nicely, and now he's bringing it up the ice. He's going long for Griffin Lynch, but he couldn't find him. That's an icing. It'll come back into the Milford zone for a face-off. Once again, I'm Rob O'Keefe on the call. Usually I run camera and do color, but Patrick Garapi is not here tonight, so it's Joey Marcello on camera and myself doing some awful play-by-play. Sorry. Here's Aiden Wild bringing up the boards after Milford wins the face-off. That's recollected by Ashland, number 20. Chef brings it in. Chef out in front. He can't find his D-man, and it squirts all the way down to the other end of the ice. Schuler on the hunt. and gets a piece of it, and it's broken up, and it's given back to Aiden Wild, but Aiden was broken up as well. He slams a stick on the ice and goes for a change. And Drew Wild keeps it nicely inside the zone, but he loses it. Comes back up the ice is number 23, Philippe Cooper. And Cooper can't handle it. And now back to Griffin Lynch. Inside, Drew Wild buying his time and takes a shot on net, but nice movement again from Bear. Going right to left, staying. He kept his eye on Wild, waiting for that shot. Wild had options, but he elected to shoot, and it was gobbled up by Bear. Now here's Mobilia, Gilliott, and Drew Wild on the faceoff. Gilliott in the slot, and Mobilia loses it. Here's Gilliott, wins it back for Milford along the wall. Gilliott, always tough along the wall, wins it again. Gets it back to his D, that's Burns. Burns with a quick shot on net, but it finds a lot of feet and bounces around to the outside. Drew Wild now in the corner, trying to find it in his feet, and it's getting collected by Ashland. Stansbury can't keep it in. He elects to pass it back to Burns. D to D now. And Mobilia can't find the puck on the entry. Stansbury breaks it up and flips it out of the zone. Nice work by Stansbury. It's Drew Wild now, all alone with a man in front, and he gets a stick up high. Another non-call on the high stick. I guess they're not going to call that today. Here we go. Both in Milford's favor, though, so who cares? All right, here we go. Ashland bringing back up the ice. And Burns with a strong stick and knocks the puck away and then gathers and collects it himself. Tries to work it over to Drew Wild. He does. Drew Wild in the slot, trips up, and he slides along the ice without the puck. Here's Mobilia along the boards to Gilliott. Gilliott in the corner. Gilliott being harassed, but strong on the puck. Pass it up to Stansbury. Stansbury's got option. He likes to throw it on. And we're not going to see a tripping call there either, as Mobilia trips up an Ashland player, but Ashland scoots it out, and they go for a quick change. And they iced it as well, so we'll get a face-off back in the Ashland zone. My apologies for not getting all the Ashland names out. Here's Ashland up the ice. And way back behind Ireland, Croteau flips it over to Lathrop. Lathrop. Griffin Lynch now. Aiden Wild can't find it. It's at the point. A shot and a score from number 14, Dan Aucoin. Again, Ireland having trouble with those long shots, and now it's tied 2-2. Milford had been dominating most of this period, but Ashland not giving up, and here we go. It's tied 2-2 with a face-off at center ice. Lathrop collects it, brings it all the way down deep into the Ashland zone himself, and loses it in the corner. Griffin Lynch tries to keep it in the zone, but can't. Now he's skating back. Goes for the long stretch pass to Aiden Wild, but can't connect. Ref calls off the icing. Lathrop throws it through traffic in front, but it hits no one. Griffin Lynch flings it back behind Bear, the goalie for Ashland. Schuler tries to win it back. Schuler with some pressure. Griffin Lynch and Schuler causing some trouble for Ashland's D. And they keep it deep. Oh, and a nice slash from Aiden Wild, but he can't. Here's Croteau with a shot high off the mask of Bear. And Ashland just flings it out of the zone. And not enough juice on that puck to go for icing, so Lathrop collects. Tries to hit Schuler out of the zone, and they wave off the icing, and Griffin Lynch hunts down the puck. Schuler in the corner now, looking for his options. Throws it out in front, no one there. Well, the only people there were Ashland defensemen. Now Croto dumps it back in. Number 9 in the corner for Ashland. There's Nick Bacali, brings it in front. A quick shot from Mobilia, but Bear makes another save. It's in a mess of feet in front. Here's Mobilia again, shooting on Bear with a save. Drew Wild plays it out front to the point. Oh, Lathrop tries to get it through a ton of bodies, but he can't find the net. Again, a weak backhander from Mobilia. And it squirts out front again after Schuler tried to play it forward. Ashland just trying to get out of this. Oh, Lathrop misplays a pluck, and here's a breakaway for Ashland. And out in front again, and just a lot of action. I can't keep up with it. Number 3 for Ashland fires it back ahead. And Milford's in trouble here. They've just got to ice it, and that was a smart play there. Ashland is not backing down. A lot of energy on the Ashland side, playing hard, and Milford's got to match that or they will not be in this game. Milford getting together now before the face-off and talking about what they want to do. They've got to keep the communication up. Here's Mobilia, wins it nicely back to Burns, but Burns can't control. Ashland in on the puck. Here's Griffin Lynch, flips it out to Drew Wild. He finds Gilliott. Gilliott's alone with a man in front, but nicely poked away by the Ashland defenseman. Here's Drew Wild looking for a shot, and then he opts to Gilliott. Back in the slot for Wild. Oh, he misses the top of the net. There's Gilliott over to Mobilia. Mobilia dancing around the corner in front. And a nice stop by Barrett, and the deep men find it and flip it out. Gilliott now back to Wild in the corner. Wild looking for his options in front. Finds Mobilia, quick shot on, but right into the chest of Bearer. There's Gilliott over to Burns with a big slapper. Oh, he just hits the post. Burns thought it went in, but it went off the post. Nobody had a better look than that ref down in the corner, and he said no right away. Here's Gilliott dancing in front. Oh, Burns has got time for a shot, and he throws it right in the chest of Bear. It bounces over, and there's a loose puck in front, and Drew Wild scores. Oh, Bear is frustrated, just laying out in the ice. He did all he could on that one. But Milford was just too much, too strong on that shift. Burns just missing on the initial shot. The rebound came out, danced around some feet in front, and Drew Wild finds the puck for the goal. Here's Schuler now in the middle of the ice. Tries to get around the defenseman if he can't. Ashland bringing out now the captain, number 9, Nick Bacali. Bacali along the wall gets hammered by Burns. A little action in front, but Ireland sticks it away. Here's Schuler now, out to Aiden Wild. Aiden's able to collect it. He's got Schuler with him. Schuler drags the skate to stay on side. Schuler in front. Oh, it's recollected by Ashland. Ashland on a break, nice move. And they'll be offsides here, but it's waved off as they don't get possession of the puck. Burns again with a big hit on number 23, making his physical presence known. There's a hit on Philippe Cooper from Burns. Now Aiden Wild from Lynch. Wild in the slot, shot, misses the net. Here's Aiden Wild in the corner, gets with a quick shot from Schuler, a nice angle, but he can't find the net. And that'll do it for the second period. Quick period there. No penalties. Clean play for the most part. And Milford, again, finds themselves with a 1-goal lead. We'll see you back here for the start of the third. All right, here we are for the start of the third period. Mobilia on the face-off. Wild collects, plays it back to the D for Milford. Up against the wall, Gilliott, he plays in to the Ashland zone. Ashland brings it out now to number 20, Sheth. He loses it back. Plays it into number 3 for Ashland. And that'll be an icing, I believe, as he did not gain red. Number 3, Rich Farazi, dumps it in from beyond the red, and it's not icy. Number 9 is trying to, Nick Bacali is trying to argue that he did gain red, but to no avail, and the face-off will come to the left of Bearer. Mobilia wins it back clean to Wild, but he can't get the shot off. And Ashland plays it out. Number 23, Philippe Cooper, plays it back to the D for Ashland, and the shot goes wide. Gilliott's going to play it against the wall. And he tries to bank it to Croteau, goes wide and over to Drew Wild, who finds Mobilia up the ice. And Mobilia's cut off quickly by Farazi. Gilliott behind the net in the corner. Out to Croteau. Croteau can't keep it in. Lathrop dumps it back in. Here's Drew Wild now with some speed up the center of the ice. He's got 2 men to beat, 3 men now, and it gets poked away. Number 20, Sheth, brings it up. Nice deke inside. Sheth loses it. And Gilliott with a big hit on Sheth in the corner, and Lathrop with another hit. Here's the physicality from Milford that they've been missing for the majority of the game. And now number 5, George Baselli, brings it around. And number 10 from Ashland can't collect. Here's Griffin Lynch now. Gains red, dumps in. Griffin Lynch chases the puck. And he wins it. Oh, he gets hit hard from number 14, Dan Aucoin, goal scorer from earlier. Here's Griffin Lynch, keeps it inside. Plays it to Schuler out front with a quick shot, but it goes wide. Here's Aiden Wild fighting Aucoin in the corner. Schuler gets hit by number 10. He doesn't like it, so he pushes back and wins the puck to Aiden Wild with a quick shot, but a pad save from Bearer. Here's Schuler again on Bearer, but he gobbles it up and keeps it for the face-off. Another strong shift from Schuler, winning the puck in multiple battles with the Ashland D and winning it every time. Schuler harasses the D from behind. Number 10 for Ashland, Eric Anderson, brings it up the ice, but he's knocked off the puck. Stansbury plays it up but not out. Burns over to Schuler, he loses it. Farazi dumps it in. Aiden Wild over to Stansbury, over to Griffin Lynch, over to Schuler. Nice movement here from Milford. Schuler in front on the backhand, but again stopped by Barrow with a pad. Schuler didn't get a lot of leverage on that shot. Here's Burns with a powerful shot from the point, and it gets hit by a stick and knocked down to the corner. Griffin Lynch behind the net. He can't collect. And the puck is iced by Ashland as it goes off the stick of number 7, Trent O'Connor. And we'll have a face-off now to the left of Bear. Again, Bear staying strong. Nice movement left to right on a couple stops with the pads on Schuler. Here's Mobilia. Can't win it in the feet, but it scoots over. Mobilia in the slot alone, and he shoots it in the chest of Bear. Bear is standing strong again. A lot of good chances for Milford, but Bear has been up to the task each time. Here's Mobilia trying to win it back to Wild. Wild likes to stay in that spot along the wall, and no one challenges him as he's out a little bit from the face-off circle, but they can't win the puck back to him. Here's number 20, Sheth, in alone on Ireland. Ireland, nice shoulder save. Almost had Ireland fooled, but he made a nice reactionary save up in his shoulder area, and he just keeps it for the face-off. Nice reaction from Ireland. Mobilia can't win the face-off. Here's Lathrop along the boards, trying to fight for it. Good support from Gilliatt, who wins it over. And here's Drew Wild, out wide, brings it inside, dekes around a man. Oh, and he couldn't get the shot off. Nice stick there from number 23, Philippe Cooper. And here's Croteau bringing it inside off the skates and in front to Mobilia, but he has no play there. Mobilia in his skates, loses it, tries to get it back to Mobilia, but can't. Here's Ashland to play it out. Oh, and robbery from behind from Gilliatt. Once again, he's been known to do that all season. And here's Drew Wild collecting the loose puck along the boards, around his man. And he's got an option in front. It's Mobilia, but he's down now. Gilliatt's out in front, and he misses the net. And again, Gilliatt collecting a loose puck. Croteau with the shot on net, and a nice glove save from Bear. Bear had a clean look at that slap shot from Croteau, and Croteau wishing he got a little bit more on that. Had it labeled for the left side, the glove side of Bear, but Bear gobbled it up. Now the third line out for Milford here. Balzerini at center. Wins it back to Chase, hops over his stick. Here's Burns with a shot on, another pad save, stick save from Bear. Balzerini, Spiegelman, and Chase. Jonathan Chase out there for Milford now. Number 10, George Baselli brings it up. I'm sorry, Eric Anderson brings it up. And there's a trip there and a non-call. The refs aren't calling anything today. I don't believe there's been any penalties thus far in the game. Here's a high one on Ireland. He blocks it down. Still in the Ashland zone, in the Milford zone. And they're going to flip it out to Balzerini. Balzerini tries to play it up to Chase, but there's too many men on him there, and he can't corral it in. Spiegelman on the hunt, and he's quickly thrown aside. And now with speed up the ice, number 9. Nick Bacali. He throws it over to number 7, Ashland. He loses his feet. Now it's a mess in the corner. Where's the puck? It's underneath number 7. And no one can really get control of it now, and out comes with it is Stansbury. Stansbury looking for his options. Flips it up softly to Jonathan Chase. He's trying to get control. He can't get control. It's still inside the zone as it goes off of Stansbury. And Jonathan Chase will flip it back in, and here the third line comes off, or at least Jonathan Chase does. Oh, collected nicely by Aiden Wild as he's in the slot with a shot off of the chest of Bear. And Croteau throws it in again on goal. Same shot as before, though, right into the glove of Bear. Bear's got nice vision out there. He seems to be able to see all the shots coming at him. Here's Griffin Lynch trying to tie it up, but can't. But Aiden Wild brings it along the wall, out, tries to find some D-men, but he can't. Here's Lathrop in a race with number 8, Mike Berman. Berman can't find the puck, and he's in front. Berman with a backhand shot. Nice bid from Berman there. And Milford is lucky to get out of the zone there as Berman had a great chance in front. Here's Griffin Lynch. Throws it on. Everyone's finding the glove of Bearer here. And in between periods, Coach Balzerini stressing that he wants to see a little bit more effort out of this team. Ashland is a decent team, but they're not as strong as Milford. But today, they've been up to the task for the most part, giving Milford all they could handle. And it's only a 1-goal game. Here's a Lathrop at the point with a big shot, and it hits Mobilia in front. And Ashland's got numbers here if they can break it. Croteau back. And they're offsides. A little bit too excited were the forwards for Ashland as they saw all that ice in front of them. And they managed to give themselves an offside. Here's the faceoff. Mobilia back to Burns. Burns over to Stansbury. Stansbury to Gilliatt. Gilliatt drops it off for Drew Wild. Drew Wild's in the faceoff. So, he hits the crossbar. Burns looking for a shot or a pass. He shoots it wide of the net. And Stansbury tries to keep it in but can't. Here's the face out off just outside of the Ashland zone. Drew Wild back to Stansbury. Stansbury can't find it in his feet. Backhands it away and gets it up the boards. There's another shot, a long shot on Ireland. This time he's up to the task and he makes the save. Burns plays it up to Mobilia. Mobilia along the wall, can't find it. Back to Burns. Burns tries to get it through the skates of number 7, Trent O'Connor, but can't. Played again, back to Burns. Burns over to a long pass to Gilliott, all the way across the ice. Gilliott bringing up slowly, trying to find Wild in the slot, but he can't. He likes to shoot, but it's blocked by Bear. Here's Gilliott working the man in the corner, number 9, Nick Bacali. Bacali throws it up and out over the glass, and we'll have a face-off here. Milford's still throwing the puck at the net, but they seem to be shooting at the glove side of Bear. And Bear brought his glove tonight, or today rather, for playing this weird afternoon game due to the snow. And here's Ashland playing D to D. And they look for a play in the center of the ice, but they can't as Aiden Wild collects, curls around a man. Goes up the boards, strong on the puck, knocks a man off and throws it deep into the Ashland zone. There's number 9, Nick Bacali, looking for a man. He finds number 10, Eric Anderson. They play it in the zone but can't keep it in. And here's Schuler now. Can they stay onside? They do. Aiden Wild stays onside. He fires at the net and it goes wide. Here's Croteau now collecting the rebound, throws it back into Schuler. Schuler can't collect. Aiden Wild rubs his man off the puck, and he's out now in front and tries to go high on Bear, but it goes over his shoulder and out. Don't believe it hit the post at all. And here's Croteau, sprays it out to Aiden Wild, and they're going for a change now, the Milford line. And out comes the Drew Wild line with Drew Wild, Gilliott, and Mobilia, seeing a lot of time tonight. Or today, rather. Here's Mobilia bringing it in the zone. He's got Wild in front, but he shoots it, and it's blocked down by Bear. Here's Croteau throwing it back to Wild. Wild tries to chip it out to Gilliott, but Gilliott wasn't there. It's Croteau now collecting in the middle of the ice. Croteau to Mobilia, but misfires. And Milford is looking for a call there, but they're not going to get it. Refs aren't calling anything today. Here's Ashland now. Number 20, Sheth. Brings it over to number 23, Philippe Cooper, with a shot on net. It almost sprays into the goal, but a nice save by Ireland there. Here's Drew Wild dumping it in. Gilliott loses it in the corner. Drew Wild plays it up to Burns. Burns looking for something, throws an elbow up high on number 23, Philippe Cooper. Here's number 20, Sheth. Sheth to the outside in the corner, being worked by Stansbury. He gets around him. He looks for a man inside. Can't find him. He likes to go out to the D. The shot from the point and a tip in front, and Ireland gets around Stansbury with a big hit, and that's a penalty. And let's hope that player isn't hurt as they blow the whistle. An awkward play in the back of the net. Stansbury was going for the clean hit, but the Ashland player turned at the last minute. And he's getting some words of encouragement from Ireland. Not sure why, but Stansbury is going to the box. So we'll see what kind of penalty that will result in, whether it's just a regular minor. Still just a 1-goal lead for Milford. And we'll see the 1 minute 30 seconds on the board for the infraction from Stansbury. Here's Aiden Wild with speed. He's got 2 men to beat, and he's got a shot on goal, but it just sprays wide. Number 20, Chef, brings it outside, bumped off the puck from a nice check from Aiden Wild, and Burns ices it. Here's number 3, Rich Ferrazzi on the puck. He's got it in the corner. Ferrazzi around the net, taking the tour of the offensive zone. He loses it. He thought he was going to dump it off to his fellow captain, number 20, Sheth. Here's number 9, Bacali at the point, looking for a shot. Throws it on net, and nice save there by Ireland, but he can't control the rebound. Sprays out to the corner. Here's Sheth again. Bacali and Sheth up top. Fires it on with traffic in front, and they score. Ireland could not see that puck. Sheth threw it out in front, and there was just a mass of bodies in front, and it found its way to the net. It's 3-3. Ashland is not going away. And here we go again. Milford with a 1-goal lead, but Ashland has tied it for the 2nd time in this game. And there's only 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the 3rd period. Let's see what Drew Wild can do here. He throws it on net, and it's gobbled up by Bear. Bear's been ready for Wild for the most of this game. Wild has scored, but whenever he's had him one-on-one, he's been able to win that battle. Great stuff from Bear so far. Here's Gilead, can't control it. Big shot from Burns, hits a man in front of him. Wouldn't want to be that guy, number 7. Burns has a bomb, and here's Croteau looking for options. He's got 3 men on him. He sprays it to the left of him out to Wild. Wild kicks it over to Mobilia. Mobilia along the wall. He's got speed. He's got no one in front, and he just loses it in front. Here's Drew Wild here. Croteau shot on with traffic in front. Mobilia can't handle it. Mobilia out to Burns. Burns throws it way wide. Not sure what he was looking for there. And Croteau with a diving effort to keep it in, and this should be an icing here. And it will be. Nice effort from Croteau to put the pressure on Ashland, keep it in the zone. Croteau showing some heart here, playing a little banged up. Nothing serious though, but he stays in the game. And here's a Lynch, Aiden Wild and Schuler line. Lynch tries to play it over to Schuler, but he loses it. Ashland bringing it up the ice. Big hit from Aiden Wild, but not as big as I thought it was going to be, as that Ashland player found his way around the hit. Aiden Wild now, long pass to Schuler. Schuler in the middle of the ice. Tries to dangle around the D, but can't. Griffin Lynch recollects, passes it back over to his D-man, Croteau. Croteau over to Schuler. Schuler looking for a shot in, but it's blocked off by an Ashland defenseman. Back to Croteau. Here's Burns with a wide open shot, and he takes it. Misses just high. And Croteau tied up a little bit, takes a hit from number 3, Rich Ferrazzi. Played in the back of the net. And Croteau again finds the puck. Over to Burns. Burns to Lynch in front to Aiden Wild, and a great play, but no goal there as it goes wide. Here's Aiden Wild with a big hit. Takes the puck back. And here's Schuler, back of the net. Brings it out in front to Griffin Lynch. He can't find it, and just over the net. Hit the back of the net, and a mess of bodies in front. And Schuler's trying to fight it, but he shoots it into the chest of Bear. Some rough stuff going on in front of the net as both teams want this win bad with just 23 seconds left on the clock. That could have been huge for Milford. They want 2 points. They don't want 1 point. They want to boost their seeding spot in the playoffs. And this is a big, I would think one team would use their timeout here, but here we go, yeah. Looks like Ashland took a timeout. There's a big face-off win here at the end of the game. If Milford can win this clean back, get some bodies in front and get a shot on net, they might have a chance to score a goal and come away with 2 points. But as it is, it's tied. And Ashland has done nothing but pressure and harass Milford this entire game, just bringing a lot of energy. And Milford hasn't been able to match it. Croteau now talking to his teammates, trying to tell them what's going on. So the scenario now, Milford looking to boost their spot in the state tournament standings. They're in the playoffs as of last night with their win over Taunton, but they want to improve their position and get a winnable playoff game, and they could do it here if they can win this faceoff, but they don't. Try to keep it in the zone. It's Aiden Wild. Over to Sean Burns. Sean Burns sprays it in front. Here's a rebound in front. Aiden Wild can't collect it. It was too high, just jumping. Croteau throws it on. And Ashland brings it out with 7 seconds left. Here's Sheth. Sheth trying to play it around Croteau. Croteau's hard hit off the puck. Great play from Croteau. And still they get a shot away at the last second. And that's it. We've got a tie game. And in regulation, there is no overtime. So both teams will collect a point. Milford giving them a little bit of a boost in the standings going into the playoffs, but definitely not the outcome they expected today, as Milford was seemingly the stronger team. But Ashland brought a ton of energy. The early goal from Mike Berman put them ahead early, and they came back every time Milford had a lead. And that leads to the 3-3 tie. For Joey Marcello on camera, I'm Rob O'Keefe. We'll see you later, folks. Keep your stick on the ice.